So, when our relationship gets stale, what do you do to keep it going?
Lots of things.
What things?
Like, I created the 5 minutes rule. And the 5 minutes rule is where, when I get back from work, or Andrew gets back from work, or he picks me from work or drops me off, we have to spend 5 minutes cuddling
It's a good thing.
and appreciating each other for 5 minutes. That's just because some days work it's not really great, and some days somebody could be in stress, and that's just a way of calming and showing love and appreciating each other, and it takes away all the bad energy from work, and then we focus on that energy for the day, and it's just great because it's based on love. And we also do alone times together as well, where we just pack our bags and go. Spend like where I work away for sometimes like 2 3 days. Um, then we need to find time right from the very onset of this relationship. We both took on board what we feel that we didn't fulfill in our past relationship, and we brought all that on board to make this a better one, because at this stage of our life, I think the best we can do now is the best of everything. If it's love, then we need to really show each other and appreciate, and don't stop. That's why we're talking about this today, because our relationship sometimes goes mundane, and that's because he stopped or I stopped putting in or giving or doing what we used to do as couples, and that will reflect on our love affair, because if you don't put in, it doesn't yield, does it? So I find that because we constantly keep trying to make it better, it works. It really works, because and I'm willing to compromise. Andrew is willing to compromise. We're in love. It's great. I want to see him happy. He wants to see me happy, and it's a great feeling. So we do lots of things. We do rituals as well. Like, well, I created these rituals. I create lots of things. And because of the understanding we have between us, we make it work. And Andrew also creates his own rituals too. That's good. So yeah, it's just being creative and appreciating each other and not stopping. Just keep going and keep doing, sharing, loving, all those things that make it work from the very beginning. We make sure we'll still keep those excitements, because that's what's got us together in the first place. So yeah.
So I think it's about remembering what got us together in the first place. And for us, that was a very intense and sexual affair. But I think that's at our core. And for us, we want to rekindle things. That's kind of the foundation for that. And for me, the thing that I try to do is I try to get all my mundane activity, all my stuff that involves other people, done on time when I'm not with Tess. And then I try to make use of all the time that we have available to be just about us. And I embraced things like the rituals. That was a bit different for me when we started off, but I found that like if we embrace it, I can enjoy it as well. But all of those little things where we can come together and we can make good use of our time, whether it's going to the markets or going to the mall or going away for a weekend or a night, just really embrace it as an experience and make the most of it.
Yeah. And our 5 minutes rule too. I think that really works because now it's part of us. It's part of what we do, and it just melts my heart when I sit close to him and look into his eyes, and literally he doesn't have to say anything. It just works.
Yeah, the thing is, like if we're close and we make the time for each other, then everything else becomes easy and everything else just fits into our lives.
Yeah. So I think that it's really working for us because we keep putting in. We're not stopping. And I'm very good in spotting the difference when of course we're humans, we have our differences, we argue sometimes, we have our differences, and where we've always told each other like I love you and miss you, and that's not coming forth, then obviously maybe the other partner is not happy or in a good place. And that's where I say things like, are you okay? Are you happy? It's what's wrong? And then I could reassure him by saying, I love you, and because he's not happy, he can't say that, or because he doesn't feel it at that time, he can't say that. So that's where I ask for us to have that conversation, because it's very important that we as couples should have the conversation about what's going on, and not just not talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, we can't solve it. The only way we can understand and solve our problems is when we sit down and talk about what's wrong in details. And at the end of the whole conversation, I believe that we both recognize our mistakes and sorry and willing to compromise and make changes because we love each other. And that's how we solve our problems, because we always want to make changes. I believe in changes. I believe in making things work.
I think what Tess is trying to say is she's willing to spend the time to talk about my many faults so that we can talk about how we might make improvements to me. But to be honest, Tess is really good at taking feedback, and she will embrace the things that I say, and she will try to make change, and it's a real strength. So it makes me sit up and think, well, you know what, I need to change too. And so we do compromise and we do make those changes. And do I like those long discussions? No. But Tess is right, that we come out better for it, because those things should be addressed, and we can move forward more content.
Yeah. So those are just little bits and pieces of things we do that make it work for us, and I feel that that time, that lone time, I think it's very important.
Well, when we came into this, I used to say a lot, I need my space, and I used to go away and have my own time. But I think Tess is realising that she also needs that space, and if she doesn't get it, she's a bit like me, she goes stir crazy. So I think that although we want to spend our time with each other, we also have to respect each other's time to themselves, and that works for us too. I like spending time with Tess. That's yeah.